got a whole lot worse, after Wednesday afternoon. And there was a guy sitting there who really glared at me when it looked like I was interested in, signing up for the health survey. And the whole, people were acting like, oh, no, well, now we know she's a snitch. And that's kind of how everybody has been acting the past little while, and that's why they've been deliberately trying to make me sick. And I've seen that Wednesday thing shut down before, when they, shut down till future notice, or, that kind of thing. So I suspect that that's the case, that can happen there, that it does shut down for reasons like that somebody had better start snitching for real, or that place is going to shut down for good. And I suspect that that's been used also. It may have been used to get me in here in the first place, because there's lots of people in here that don't need to be here at any given moment. And there are lots of other people that don't need to be other places that should be here at any given moment. And any of those people, like Gary or me, start having any problems, then I'm sure that's not the only place that, but see, different people use these things different ways. Like at the community kitchen, they say, oh, I'm ungrateful. And here's the thing, somebody like me who's done everything I possibly can to try to overcome a brain damage to work, and then work's just not an option. So I'm trying to use what I have, how I can, for the community. Oh, but I'm just ungrateful and I shouldn't be there and I should be doing something somewhere else and shit like that. You cannot fix those people. You can't fix them. Sometimes maybe somebody knows some sort of magic button, and I've seen that work. You say the right thing and they suddenly snap too, but I don't believe that can happen with these people. And some of the vindictive little things, like the big jars of jalapenos, who the fuck wants that? I was standing right behind a Mexican guy who wouldn't take those. And if he won't take them, and the time they brought in chorizo sausage, most of the people there are not going to eat that. And he was just saying it's sausage. And everybody's thinking, great, we're going to have sausage and gravy tonight. And then they get home and it's chorizo, and it's totally not the same thing at all. And I don't know anybody around here who knows how to make tamales. So, it's like, seriously, these places are here so that you have something to offer people so that they cooperate. And when you use them to abuse people because they cooperate, then they have lost their reason to be. They have become a perversion of what they're supposed to be. And there are lots, there's only, there's charity fatigue, or what they call it, donation fatigue, what do they call it, where there's just, you have a set amount that you have, that you feel good about sharing with the community. But if it turns into, that the drug cartels are using it to, the drug cartels and the slave lords are using it to, teach people to do everything you hate, then, you start looking for alternatives, so, anyway, like I said, it could be really useful to use these things, as, for that, because the stuff they give out at that FUMC one is really good for families. You don't get the, people do need carbs. Kids need the carbs because they run around. People who are homeless need the carbs because I have never worked harder in my life than when I was homeless, especially when I didn't have a shelter. And yet I had nothing, and I had no money, and like that kind of thing. So giving people more carbs, more fat, and that kind of a thing is good. You know, so, but please keep the protein and fat at the hub, because I am running broke with all the crap I have to buy because people are too nosy, or you know, like, honestly, the inspector should be able to walk into my house right now and say, okay, you're fine, and walk right out. He's not going to do that, man. He's going to be in here searching for some reason to fail me. And I've had to take care of things that I shouldn't have to take care of, because people won't turn in the guy next door having bed bugs. So I've got to have everything just absolutely organized. And I've had to spend a lot of money on that.